Today, we're basically tearing up the old map for investing in China. We're moving way beyond those outdated ideas to show you where the real action is and where the value is going to be in 2026.
So let me start with a question for you. When you hear Made in China, what's the first thing that pops into your head? If you're still picturing cheap, low-end manufacturing, well, you might be looking at a snapshot from 10 years ago, and you could be missing the biggest opportunities of this decade.
Just look at this number, $1.75 billion. That's the price tag on a single recent order for flying electric vehicles, eVTOLs, that a Thai company placed with a Chinese firm. This is not about making cheap toys anymore. The entire landscape has completely changed.
And really getting a handle on this new landscape is absolutely key to making smart moves. That's exactly what we're here for, to give you clear, actionable intelligence so you can navigate China's modern economy with confidence.
Okay, let's dive right into our first sector. When we talk about electric vehicle batteries, the conversation isn't about China just participating in the market anymore. No, China is now defining the entire industry. And I mean, just look at the scale of this dominance. We're talking about Chinese giants like CATL and BYD supplying well over half, more than 50% of the entire world's EV batteries. And get this, they're not just shipping out batteries anymore. They are exporting their entire ecosystems. The planned overseas production capacity is already over 400 gigawatt hours. That's enough to power millions and millions of EVs, all built outside of China. It's just a staggering global expansion. So how did they get so strong? Well, it's because they control the whole shebang from the very start, securing the mining rights for minerals all over the globe, all the way to the end, mastering that final battery pack assembly. So for you as an investor, what's the big takeaway? It means there are opportunities at every single level of this chain, from sourcing raw materials like lithium, all the way to that supercritical end-of-life stage, recycling.
All right, let's move on. If batteries are China's industrial ground forces, then what we're about to talk about, their Air Force and their energy solutions, well, that represents the next massive wave of industrial power.
Think about this for a second. You can build an entire sophisticated drone inside a tiny 50-kilometer radius in southern China. From the carbon fiber frames to the advanced flight control chips, everything you need is right there. It's the only place in the world you can do that. So here's the play for foreign partners. Don't even try to compete head-on with the manufacturing. The real opportunity, the real money, is in building the local service and infrastructure that those drones will need to operate. And we're seeing the exact same kind of evolution in the solar industry. It's not just about shipping out panels anymore. The game has totally changed. Now, it's all about providing complete solar plus storage solutions, which is a much, much higher value business. And that, right there, illustrates the new investment model perfectly. You either partner up to build and operate these massive energy projects, or you find a niche, tailoring systems for the unique needs of markets in places like Africa and Southeast Asia. Okay, now let's turn to a couple of high-stakes sectors. These are areas where China is closing the gap, and fast. We're talking about biopharma and advanced display panels.
Now, these two industries are fascinating because they're almost polar opposites. Biopharma, that's a high-risk, high-reward bet on pure innovation. Display panels, on the other hand, that's a capital-heavy marathon that's all about industrial scale.
In the biopharma space, there is this massive hunger for advanced foreign technology, and that creates huge opportunities for things like licensing deals, joint ventures, and brokering partnerships for new drugs. Now, for display panels, where China already leads the world in production, the game shifts again. The key entry points aren't in making the final screens, but in supplying the sophisticated materials and equipment that go into them or partnering on next-gen tech. All right, so we've explored the different territories. Now let's pull back and look at the whole map. Let's put together a strategic overview to help you figure out which path makes the most sense for you.
This table right here, this is your cheat sheet. It pulls everything together. So whether you've got a high-risk appetite that's perfect for biopharma, or maybe you'd prefer the infrastructure play in that low-altitude economy of drones, this framework helps you match your own strategy to the right opportunity.
So what's the most important thing to take away from all this? It's that you have to be strategic. Success here isn't about trying to compete head-on with these industrial giants. It's about finding your specific, high-value role inside their powerful ecosystems and becoming a partner they can't live without.
So, we've laid out the new map of China's industrial power. The final and most important question is, Where on this map are you going to plant your flag?
Which one of these sectors jumps out at you? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. We bring you practical knowledge to help you navigate business and investment with China. Your comments really help us out. To keep getting actionable insights and find those win-win solutions, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe now so you don't miss out.